Dear viewers, the equator has been passed. I mean, the part of my journey, the middle has passed already. I would even say 2/3 have passed. Now it is the 247th day of our flight, 8 months already. We have passed through many things, had many experiments, and we still have many things to do. The importance of our mission, it gives me strength to do it. I am really tired of it, mostly psychologically. And it is accumulating. All these things are normal. We are human beings, though we are astronauts. We have been selected based on our health conditions, but we are still humans. We know that we are doing something extremely important that will help future generations to get deeper into the cosmos, which gives us strength to do everything correctly without any mistakes. Sport and physical education for astronauts are the part of daily routine, one of our professional duties. Today, my crew and I are going to show you our space gym, show you how everything is functioning here in weightlessness, and explain to you why it is important here. Welcome to our cosmic training. Let's start with the American segment. Hello, Scott. Hi. So, my dear friends, we are in Nod 3 in the American segment, where the IRED is located, our training machine for strength and exercise. It is multifunctional for all types of muscles. It is a very good one, but very complicated to use. That is why we have been trained before in Houston. We had like 14 classes to become able to manage it to avoid any mistakes. Unfortunately, we had some. That is because the stress is huge. We had to practice a lot before not to hurt ourselves or not to break the machine. Before starting, we have to prepare the IRAD in a proper way. You see, I have to remove these fixing details. Now you'll see what happens. Look, the whole machine is isolated from the main body. It is done to avoid a high pressure on the main body during the exercises. You see it moving, right? After finishing, we put these things back to fix it, as there is no more pressure. The next step is putting the barbell into the first position needed for the exercise squats. It is very easy. We take the barbell like this. It is being put like this. To get it for our personal high, we turn these bars. This is how they are called, the bars. We fix them like this, as high as we need them. Now it is ready to do squats. So, we will put the weight 150 pounds. It is equivalent to 70 kilos in the Russian system. So it is like 70 kilos. But it does not mean that I am taking 70 kilos. It is weightlessness here, so I am like doing squats on the earth without any additional weight. My weight is 75 kilos, so I am like just doing squats on the earth. So let's do some squats. There are some secrets here that we use. This barbell is pressing me with 70 kilos of weight. I'm putting a towel here. It removes the pressure to the spine and to the shoulders. You have to stay like this. The structure leaves the supporters. You move it, and I start. The next exercise is called the heel race. It is for the heels, obviously. We need special equipment for this. I'm going to show you now. There's a little platform. We stand on the toes here. And we start our exercise. We put the barbell a little bit higher under my shoulders, so like this only my heels are exercising. We need to take these fixtures out. It is necessary for security reasons. They are here on both sides, and they are for like this. They look like they are used to protect me from the barbell after I stop doing the exercise. The pressure is very high and it could be dangerous. I'm setting the level of pressure needed. It is like 300 pounds, or in our system it is around 140 kilos. It is rather serious, 140 kilos on my shoulders. All the exercises, the level of pressure, the number of times, we fix everything in this table. It is all computerized as well. All astronauts have it. After every practice, they see everything on Earth. Specialists analyze all our results and the potential of each machine. We put on some music so we can have more fun. It is sent from Earth by our support team. Everyone has their personal online pages, so we practice with music. It is more fun and we can do everything more effectively. The next exercise needs other types of equipment. We remove this thing after a heel race and put this little bench that we will need to do some push-ups. It's just like this. And we again need to fix it in the same holes. We put the barbell a little bit lower. I will set the weight needed. And we can start this exercise, which is going to be next. This exercise is called the shoulder press. As you understand, it is for the shoulders. It is being done like this. I like this one most because you can see the Earth from there. We call it the window to the world. And when I'm doing this exercise, I see the Earth below. It is like looking from a plane window. Although we are flying at a speed of 8 kilometers per second, but the angle speed is almost the same as in a plane because we are flying 400 kilometers high. It is a double pleasure. You exercise and enjoy the view. Like our partners say, amazing. Let's start the next set of exercises. We do not need this bench anymore. This one will be for our torso. So, we have finished our workout. Let's put everything as it was. We must fix all these pins to make sure that it remains stable. It must not move at all. We have to deactivate it so there's no pressure. Like this 0. All the exercises take 1.5 to 2 hours, but better 2. We have around 12 exercises, and if you have an imagination, you could probably do even more. It is a perfect machine for all types of muscles. It helps us to keep fit during the flight and after landing. We are always in a good mood after training, like after a gym on the Earth. It is very important during a flight lasting a whole year. On Earth, I mostly like training in our gym. There's a 25-meter pool, and a sauna, and a gym with iron as well. Well, not only we, but all bodybuilders. We run in the forest. Unfortunately, we cannot do all these things here. I mean, forest and pool. We are running on a treadmill, training in a special gym called the IRAD. I have told about it already, and we have cycling. Now I will show you our cosmic bicycle. Have a look. It is fixed here on a frame that is not connected to the main body. When we are training, all the movements do not affect the main body. This is to avoid vibration. It is very important. It moves like this. All this part is flexible. It moves to the right and to the left. To the right, the fixators are here, not in the way. Here are the pedals. Everything else is almost the same as in the normal bike. We put on cycling shoes and we start training. With this thing, we control the machine. It has the same number of functions as the normal bike that you could buy on the Earth. Speed, heart beating, pulse, number of kilometers, and so on. We use the remote to control it. Later, we can pass all the data to Earth, so the specialists can analyze everything. In our Russian segment, we have the same bicycle to train on. So in fact, we have 2 bikes here to train, 2 treadmills, and 1 IRAD. These are very good functional machines that help us keep fit and healthy during the long space flight. I hope to come to fly home in a good, strong physical state and try to walk using my legs and feet. Thanks to the sport, I can practice here. So let's go. To the treadmill. To the Nod 2 module. It is on the wall, according to the station's coordinates. But it doesn't really matter. You see how easy I got onto the wall? To make it easy for you to understand, we will turn the camera now so you could imagine that I am running on the floor. I want you to pay attention to the fact that it is being held on isolated barks. The whole structure is isolated, so it does not transmit the pressure to the main body of the station. It is rather sophisticated construction with digital controls. We see the track. With the remote that is there on the computer, we even have photos here. We settle the program for the training. There's my face right here. I'm very proud of it. There are different settings with difficult levels of pressure. You choose the one you need now, and we start training. To run here, like on the Earth, you need to stand on it. For this, we put this harness, as we call it. It is fixed here on the wall. And with these things, we attach ourselves to the treadmill. We can regulate the level of tightness with the computer as well. It is about 70% of your weight. So if I'm 75 kilos, I attach myself with the weight of 55 kilos. Now we will tell you about the training machines that are located in the Russian segment of the station. I wanted to tell you how we are running here, how we are practicing sport here. The treadmill is a very necessary thing here in the conditions of weightlessness. We pay a special attention to it. So while we cycle or using IRAD around every 2 days, we run every day. And 3 weeks before the landing, all the exercises except running are finished. We only run twice a day. As you see, this treadmill is not attached to the main body. It is running. You can even hear to all the sides. Actually, it is all the same as in your gym, except the fact that we have to imitate gravity here to run. We use a harness like this. With the hooks, I attach it here. It is the system of attaching that I will use to run. I enter my profile. What do I need for my training? The pressure I need during the running. This will keep me attached to avoid flying up because I am in conditions of weightlessness, and you see that I will be flying up all the time. And here's my running schedule. Everything is settled. You see, I am attached already. The level of pressure is settled as well. I press the start button then and start my training. How could I explain running on a board? You see it is moving, so you have to have a good cardio system, but also a good balancing skill, so that you can move more or less straight.
It is very important to correctly adjust the system to oneself so that the load is distributed equally.
It is like running with a school bag on Earth. But imagine that the bag is 50 to 60 kilos in weight. It is not easy. It will be like this here if the pressure is not equal. The whole body will hurt soon. Your spine, your feet. It is very important. I am like moving in a passive way right now. It is one of the functions. The treadmill is stable. I stay and it stays. And I am pushing it myself. with my strength. Or I can run faster and further. Everything depends on me and my speed. There is also a normal treadmill running function here, like you do in your own gym there on Earth. The treadmill is moving itself, and I have to run and follow the rhythm. I would like to tell you about the class and show it to you. Our exercises on the bicycle, which is installed in the Russian part of the International Space Station. As you can see, the module is very small. Everything is concentrated in this volume. So we use all the space of our module. Actually, the bike is here, under this panel, which I am holding right now. I will demonstrate to you how I prepare this device for training. First, I open the two locks that hold the panel. Like this. As you can see, there are two bars, two locks that rigidly attach the bicycle frame to the main body of the station. This is probably the only device that during exercising is not isolated from the main body and is rigidly connected to it.
So when you cycle with high pressure, it is possible to see how the solar batteries in our section sway along with the movements of your hands and feet. After the main body is installed, we recline back. It probably has a mostly nominal function, obviously because the saddle is not necessary. The weightlessness holds us.
And we also use these straps to fix the body. Although, as I've said already, you could hold these grips with your hands and exercise without any problems. After that, the module is regulated with pedals to suit the height of each astronaut. Each of us knows these settings. All the pedals are installed. This bike we use not only to train our cardiovascular system, as we do it on Earth, but also to get ready to land. The specialists of the Institute of Biomedical Problems recommend us to twist it with hands. To do this, we use these things. Everything is done. Bike is ready to start training. The advantage of the bicycle is that it does not need any source of energy. So we just produce this energy ourselves. We could even use that energy to light some bulbs, but we haven't started doing that yet. You put your feet here and start cycling. The pressure is around 150 watts. And we normally cycle for 2.5 to 3 minutes. This exercise, as I have said, we are recommended to do every day. Before landing, we have some special exercises for our arms in order to train muscles of our chest belt. You could train with your own schedule, so you plan everything by yourself, or you could use the recommended plans. Doctors have recommended us 3 different plans for 3 days. I will do it right now. You could also do a medical check. You see this medical board close to me? So during the medical test, all the data from the belt are transmitted directly to the Mission Control Center in Moscow. Our doctors there analyze them and give us some pieces of advice. Well, I will settle it. Let's start. It is obvious that for us it is necessary, but it's just difficult physiologically without any exercise. Everyone who goes to the gym, the swimming pool, or whatever must remember the feeling when you finish your training, when you have done everything you planned to do and even more, when you prove that you are stronger than your unwillingness or laziness and that you won. Here in Cosmos, it is all the same. You are flying, you are feeling comfortable, and then you go to the treadmill. That is pushing you, pressing you, and you have to work hard for the next 40 minutes. You do not want to do it, but then you finish, put all these things off, take a shower. We use wet towels. Drink water, juice, or tea, and feel so good. Let's practice sport, my friends. Today is a very special day. I am here for 9 months already. Here is our Christmas tree. There is everything here, the balls, the toys, everything we need for a traditional New Year party. Actually, many holidays have already passed. The 1st of May, Victory Day, our favorite holiday, my anniversary. But New Year is a very special day for all of us, especially here on the station. On the space station, people have completely different rules and laws, different from those on the Earth. There are no long winter holidays, and official days off are only Saturdays and Sundays. The main holiday is obviously Cosmonautics Day. But on the space station, they still pay much attention to our traditions and always get ready for celebrating New Year. Dear friends, this station is our cosmic home, and it also needs cleaning, as a normal house. Here, we are in the conditions of weightlessness, and everything has its own space specifics. Let's start with our dining table. We have here breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Here, for cleaning, we use these sanitary wipes for surfaces. We clean it every Saturday. We use such wet towels to wipe the table that we use all week. This way, it is a special liquid. There are many spots on the panels that have to be removed. Weightlessness is weightlessness, and unfortunately, spots appear. All the liquids are flying tea and juices, sometimes even soup. All this must be removed, erased, like this. As I have said, we work in weightlessness, eat in weightlessness, and during the meals, here is the proof that we work in the conditions of weightlessness. All the forks, spoons, cans are flying away from the table, and we need a lot of the soldier's ingenuity, so to say. In this case, it is our cosmic ingenuity. We use a tape like this. I'm going to show you how it works. We take a piece of gray tape. It is sticky on one side. Well, it's ordinary tape that they send us, and it helps a lot. We put it into the workplace here, like this. Like this. And after we fix it here, I will show you the final result later, in order not to distract your attention for a long time. And we have a TV in the kitchen, everything like at home. So, Our table is washed, ready for a new working week. That's how it looks after our actions. See how simple it is? Put a spoon and it will not fly anywhere. Wish us bon appetit? Well, of course, we need to clean the whole module, not only the table. Today we have a day off, and as always we do at home on a Saturday, we clean everything here. Vacuum cleaning is very, very important. As on Earth, there is a lot of dust. It accumulates everywhere. In the filters, here, there, we need to clean everywhere. And the walls are covered with a special type of fabric. You see, the reverse side is nappy and is easy to hook it here. You see, everything hangs very, very nicely. And on the other hand, it is perfect to accumulate dust. You see, at the slightest touch, it reveals a cloud of dust which gets to your nose and eyes. Therefore, cleaning is an essential part of our flight. Here we have a vacuum cleaner. As you can see, it has a special construction. Here is a wire. You see how long it is? Because we do not have many sockets. The vacuum cleaner is, of course, very different from those at the previous stations, Salut, Mir. If you have watched the old videos, you remember how the astronauts use an airstream from the vacuum cleaner to fly over the station. We, unfortunately, do not have such an opportunity after making a membrane nozzle, so the cleaner throws air, but it is twisting like that. You will see it when we start. So, let's start now. Here's our dust filter. You can see it on the screen. We clean it almost every 2 days if possible, if we have a cleaner. You see how much dust has accumulated already? The ceiling fan throws air into my cabin. Well, that is why I am taking so much care of it. Like this, we, of course, the vacuum cleaner produces a lot of noise. You can hear it, but this is what we have. Normally, we use this overlay to clean the dust filters. When I will vacuum the walls, I'll take another one. I use the fact that we are weightless here, so I'm able to hang on to the ceiling and clean it there in a much more comfortable way. I am hung there on the ceiling. Here I release the vacuum cleaner and it begins to rotate slowly. I grab it with my leg so it does not disturb me. And here go the dust filters. Of course, dirt accumulates here and dust, so we clean it every week.
When the cargo ship arrives, then the dust accumulates much faster. So we have to change the filters or to clean every unit here.
I have changed the nozzle, and now it is time for me to clean directly the panels where the hair and dust are accumulated. So, we vacuum everything that is covered here with this fabric. We are in FGB module now. These grills have to be cleaned from time to time. We use the same vacuum cleaner, and we do it step by step. Oops, away. Step by step. So here we are. The panels are getting clean from dust. The air primarily goes in here, and of course the dust is being collected. Here you could see how it flies, the dust. And in fact, this is the cleaning we do every Saturday. Not only these panels, but all the other vents.
Мы должны заботиться о
We need to take care of our cosmic home
космическом доме.
and, of course,
Конечно же, о своем здоровье.
of our health.
Вот примерно так
That's the way
происходит уборка.
we do it.
Все убрано, попылесошено.
Everything has been cleaned. The station is absolutely clean now and ready for the next working week.
Сегодня мы хотели бы рассказать.
Today, we would like to tell you about our cargo ship Progress that we always look forward to seeing,
Потому что
because
этот корабль
this ship
привозит нам
not only brings us
не только продукты,
food,
привозит
new equipment for experiments,
для экспериментов, новые комплектуют,
new materials
которые мы потом
that we then use to repair the station.
привозит воздух.
It also brings air,
Также с помощью
water.
уже
Also, we use the engines of the cargo ship already docked at the station to adjust the orbit
выполняем маневры
and to do evasive maneuvers from the shards.
И немаловажная
A
функция,
very important function performed by the cargo ship is, of course, a garbage disposal. A person in space produces
так и в космосе
around as much waste and garbage as he does it on Earth.
мусор, как
We usually pack our garbage in these bags. Yeah, so we put cans here. After that, the bags you see in front of me,
на съемках убираем,
we usually remove them before shooting. We are recommended to do it. But we put it here, a rubber bag, and once it is full,
мы его герметизируем,
we seal it like this, and here it is.
мешочек
The bag is ready,
складываем.
and we put it in the cargo ship.
Сюда складывается любой вид
We
мусора.
grab all kinds of garbage here, wet and dry. There are other containers here under the table. You can see a trash bin in which we throw only dry items,
Бумагу,
paper,
пластиковые пакеты,
plastic bags, and then when it's filled up, we carry it out
уносим.
to the cargo ship. Now there are two cargo ships docked to the station, one to the docking segment and the other one to the power station. It is behind me right now.
Он уже полностью.
It is fully unloaded already, and I would like to show you how it looks inside.
Итак, сейчас я нахожусь.
So now I am on the cargo ship Progress. You see, it is completely unloaded.
Здесь остались
Here we have some containers with a small amount of cargo, but this is how it looks like. Here are some more containers. Here we have a special device to
для перекачки
pump water into
и для
the supply air or oxygen from the tanks of Progress. After it is completely unloaded, we normally start to fill it with our garbage
бытовыми отходами.
and prepare it
Готовим к расстыку.
for undocking.
Сказал,
As I said, the second cargo ship we have docked to the docking segment. You can now have a look at it.
он прекрасно видит
It is perfectly visible from the window. You can
корректирующие.
see its corrective engines.
Через
After a few weeks,
он отстыкуется
it will undock
и сгорит в плотных
and burn up in the dense layers of the atmosphere. So, we could tell you for sure that the astronauts do not produce litter. All the rubbish is burned in the dense layers of the atmosphere while returning to Earth at a temperature of 2,000 degrees.
Сейчас я хотел бы вам
Well, now I would like to invite you inside the loaded, perfectly prepared for undocking Progress. Of course,
все здесь забито.
everything here is filled with garbage, so
Я даже не везде.
there's no free space. I'm not even always able to enter here, of course, but
И Миша проведет.
now me and Misha, we will try to show you and
Все, конечно,
and tell you a little bit about it. You see almost no space already. Everything is done obviously taking into account alignment in order not to break it. We try to keep its symmetry. Heavy things in front of heavy things. Well, you see, there are some blocks of cleaning columns and some buckets, used buckets and old linen and little bags of garbage. While we were shooting Progress spaceships on Baikonur, a new cargo ship has been getting ready to start. Let's go. Among all other things, it had to deliver to the ISS presents for the crew from the relatives and also food for a New Year dinner. The most valuable thing here for those who are in orbit for a long time are fruits and vegetables in these containers. In a long flight, we lack them so much. Every such surprise from Earth is a real feast for astronauts, especially on New Year's Eve. In the New Year cargo ship, there is a personal package for each of the astronauts. Their families have collected these gifts for a month and a half before the start of the flight. These are the rules. Mikhail Kornienko tried to fulfill all wishes of her husband, who has been for more than 9 months in space.
Something sweet, something delicious. Misha's preferences changed in space. He did not like anything sweet before. But it turned out that they seriously need glucose up there. I was surprised. Well, the maximum weight is 5 kilos. Of course, there are certain limits. All must be certified, with stickers, with a term of validity, taking into account how long it will take to come up. There are unfortunately even more limitations than before. Previously, it was possible to send some canned food, cheese, canned fish, tomatoes. Now we are only allowed to send crackers, cookies, chips, candies, honey. Well, regarding toys, there are also some restrictions.
It is the first New Year in their family life that they celebrate so far away from each other. To see her husband on December 31st, Mikhail Kornienko is going to watch a broadcast from the space station on our channel instead of standard New Year's concerts.
Well, this question is provocative. I miss him so much, and if you ask me the question what I'm going to do, well, yes, of course. It is difficult, but probably not as much as for him. He's in there in enclosed space, the same people all the time, but they're good guys.
Start. Ten days before the New Year, a New Year cargo ship has started its journey from Baikonur. 2 days after, it reaches the ISS. Today, we have an especially stressful but joyful day. Our New Year cargo ship that carries gifts, letters from our families, New Year greetings from all MCC. It comes today, and of course, today we have to work hard, but we are glad. The ship is following us right now. It has to reach the station, and we're going to see it now from the bottom windows. Here you can see it's coming from the back right to our docking segment to dock there, to bring us our stuff. So has come the cargo ship. Recently, it has docked, the touch has been completed, it all happened automatically, without the intervention of the crew, with the help of special settings. I should notice that this ship is a new modification of the SS Digital and everything was fine. That is very pleasant for us and, of course, for Earth. All of us were very happy with this docking. We checked it for leaks and opened the hatches, and it is time to unload the cargo ship, to take out the gifts from the family and a Christmas tree. Well, it is very joyful for all of us, for the whole crew, for the whole crew. Come with us. That is a cone of docking station. This is a docking station of a cargo ship itself. Literally 20 to 30 minutes ago, it all was in a vacuum. Now, we have made all the necessary checks. We have opened the hatches, and here you could see the contents behind me. We will now proceed to discharging. They have sent us all we need to live on the station. Water and, of course, parcels and Christmas greetings from our families, from MCCs, and from Earth. A parcel from the family. You have no idea how important it is for us here. It is truly a New Year present. You even cannot imagine what a great pleasure it is for us, a little plastic Christmas tree during the New Year holidays. Here in orbit, it is a sign. It is a sign, firstly, because the New Year is coming soon, and if it is soon, that means that me and Sergei, we have only 2 months left here. 9 months. I have been here. 2 more left. And now we will get ready for the New Year's party. It is a very pleasant part. So, we are at home. Our working module. We set the Christmas tree and begin to unpack. What do we have here? New Year presents. Here we have such snowmen. We will dress them up. Crackers and cookies. Postcards with Happy New Year. Well, they are, of course, from the wives, from the family. This is honey, my friends, real honey. I would recommend it to everyone. By the way, very convenient packaging for space. These packs are one-time, small for one bite, or so to say, if you take a larger pack, the honey begins to flow out in the conditions of weightlessness. Begins to stick, and it's awful. So my wife has solved the problem this way.
These little crunches are a very good thing. We all like them. I would like to draw your special attention to the fact that all our foreign friends here like these Russian crackers. They really love them.
Here is a sample of a normal package. Each one receives 2 containers like these, and an additional one from our group of psychological support. The girls provide us with additional rations. These include fruits, oranges, tangerines, grapefruit, apples, and even onion. So, we will have a splendid dinner according to our space standards. We will celebrate here, in this module, the whole crew. We will make a dinner. We have been sent, as I have shown you already, some grapefruit, some oranges, tangerines. But of course, space leaves its mark on everything. Instead of our national dish, herring under a fur coat, we have here beets with garlic. Oh, rather similar, isn't it? Here. Well, presents, parcels from family, from MCC, from the Earth. They will make our evening special. Happy New Year, dear friends. All of the crew of the ISS wish you happiness, luck, love, all the good things in the new 2016 year. On the International Space Station, New Year could be celebrated every hour and a half. During this time, the ISS makes one orbit around the Earth, and it turns out that during the day, our orbital complex crosses the border between the old and the new year 16 times in different time zones. The astronauts have a unique opportunity to celebrate the holiday together with all the inhabitants of our planet during the day. But usually, the New Year is celebrated for 3 times on the station: Moscow time, Houston time, and Greenwich Mean Time, as we all live according to this time, no matter where you come from. We wish you Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. New Year is our favorite holiday, and we always wait for it so much. From our childhood, we wait every year for the snow, for a Christmas tree, and for our presents. With the bang of Kremlin chimes, we all make a wish and hope that the dream will come true. We believe in goodness, believe in future, believe in our country, and believe in ourselves. Even working here at the height of several hundred kilometers away from our planet, we are still with you, heart and soul. We are here with you, with our beloved family and friends, with the whole of Russia. We know that everything will be fine. We wish you a good health, a lot of joy, happiness, and luck. Happy New Year and good luck. Flight engineers of the 46th mission at the International Space Station, Sergei Volkov, Mikhail Kornienko, and Yuri Malenchenko. Good afternoon, dear viewers. Now I am in the service module, which is often, in addition to everything else, is our space studio. And today, our crew will tell you how the studio works. You will learn how we shoot our stories and see how we send them back to the Earth.
So you can see it all simply by turning on the television.
Photos and videos from the International Space Station allow us to do the impossible. Look at our planet from a height of several hundred kilometers. At least we can virtually visit the places to where, for many reasons, it is so hard to get for man. Everything that you see in our TV project is shot by the astronauts. Almost every day, the space station crew conducts a chronicle of the extraordinary experiments in the history of the ISS.
It's morning on a day off aboard the International Space Station. Mikhail Kornienko is drinking coffee from the space coffee package. Sergei Volkov is already shooting the Earth through the service module windows.
The crew learned to work with the various photo and video devices on Earth while training during special classes. After all, shooting is an integral part of an orbital expedition. At the station, there is no day without taking a picture. Go on.
When can we start? Go on. And do not forget to shoot the hands. Well, say something for our viewers, please. Dear friends, so we have started the shooting a few minutes before the undocking. 6, 5, 4, start. Mikhail, copy that? Yeah, I understand, we are ready. Whoa, we are ready. Let's get started. We usually do the shooting together. One astronaut works as an operator, and the other one is in the frame. But there are occasions when we do the shooting alone. And you have already seen such videos more than once. And the next chapter of A Year in Space TV project. Then the cosmonaut picks up the camera like this. And goes with it to the module where the shooting is planned. He shoots and comments everything that he shoots and what is happening in the shot at this point. This is a large module. When you fly around it, it is by our standards on the floor. And this is like a cave to make you understand we fly. It is like being inserted vertically into a subway car. Sometimes when we put the camera stationary, we push the record button and work in the shot. Here is how this can be done in weightlessness. There is a camera, there is weightlessness, there is a bracket that we use specifically for fixing the camera. We fix the camera, fasten it, and point the camera to the desired position. Something like this. Open. The camera's monitor, as you can see, rotates in any direction. And if I work alone, in order to control the shot, I point it to myself. After that, I turn on the camera. During the filming of A Year in Space TV project, Mikhail Kornienko many times had to work alone, mounting the camera on a special bracket or moving with it around the station. Weightlessness sometimes complicates the shooting. A space cameraman has to have something to hold on to. But when the astronaut shoots while moving, special conditions, on the contrary, help to keep the desired frame. In weightlessness, you do not need special systems and devices to stabilize the camera. You should not be afraid that the expensive equipment will fall, and you can experiment as you like. That is how the camera floats and rotates on the station. Now it got stuck on the ceiling. In the frame you will probably see me. Now you can see the floor. And now Sergei. And right now I send the camera to him. Here in space, we are trying to shoot according to a strict plan, according to the scenario, as we used to say in Earth. Because everything we've shot needs to be sent back to Earth. And if there are large amounts, it will take some time for these videos to reach the viewers. Therefore, we shoot only what we need to, and only when we have the time. And now I will show you and tell you how our video reports get to Earth. After filming, we take the camera. Here there's a small compartment in which a flash memory card is inserted. Here we have our videos. We no longer need the camera. Further on, my working tool is the computer. We insert the card into the card reader, and with the help of a special program, we open the material and send it back to Earth. There is a convention, or rather a condition, I would say. The video files that we send to the Earth should not exceed 2 megabytes. 2 gigabytes, sorry. Well, this is due to the bandwidth conditions on Earth, so that the channel is not broken. The experts from Earth ask us not to exceed this volume.
Some materials, due to the number and size of the video files, are sent to the Earth on the board of the Soyuz. For example, it was like this with the filming of our spacewalk. They were delivered from the ISS with the crew of Gennady Padalka. But we are trying to send most of the videos to the Mission Control Center directly from the station. Italy, Greece, look, do you see this head there? Now we are heading to the Suez Canal. Africa. Red Sea. Okay. It is the third time Sergei Volkov is on the space station.
And during each flight, the Russian cosmonaut makes a lot of photos.
The crew takes pictures of the Earth on a variety of occasions. But judging by the number of pictures of the cosmos, it is never boring. Of course, when you look at reports from the International Space Station, you have probably noticed that we have all kinds of photo and video equipment, lenses, cameras on the walls. And certainly you have a question, why do they have so many? Well, first of all, because you have to solve a lot of different tasks. And each task, of course, sometimes requires a different lens. That is, if we take pictures of the Earth, then of course we need a small lens, right? With the fisheye type, we do not particularly take anything. Maybe it will be just a beautiful picture of the horizon or some part of our Earth. Therefore, to work on the experiments that are related to the environment, those are basically the experiments with the study of the oceans or mountains. We use, of course, cameras with large lenses that have a focal length of 400 meters, 400 millimeters, 600, 800. This camera, which is flying around me with the converter, it is of 1,200 millimeters. This gives enough good shots that our specialists can then use to analyze the situation. What is happening in our atmosphere or on the Earth during a space flight? Like many modern explorers of the cosmos, Sergei has a page in social networks. He regularly uploads really fascinating, in every sense, unearthly pictures. We offer you to look at our planet through the eyes of astronauts. These images, many of which you will want to call paintings, were taken from space over the most different parts of the Earth.
Among them, there are photos taken by Sergei Volkov. Of course, we use cameras also for filming life on the station. And for this, of course, we use smaller lenses, right? Those are of 800 and 400 millimeters. We take pictures of the surface of the station from the windows. We have several experiments that we control from the station. Well, and we also picture our everyday life at the station. Again, in order to be able to share photos with you. Other lenses can be used to make photo reports. They are applicable for the macro photography or for photographing the equipment or the results of our work. We install new equipment, conduct some experiments, and for that, the director of the experiment or the organization that ordered it, this equipment, they need to know how we installed it, if it is properly connected, in case we suddenly begin having problems. We can make sure that the circuit is assembled correctly and everything is connected well.
And of course, sometimes we shoot ourselves, flying over some beautiful places or places with which we are connected somehow, or just places we like. We, of course, grab the camera and try to shoot it. Just now, we are flying over something interesting. We are flying over Africa. It is a very interesting continent, although it seems that the Sahara Desert occupies the main part, but there are a lot of jungles. Sometimes there are clouds. And of course, the camera is heavy and massive, so it is not that hard to stabilize it. I mean, you are holding it, and the main problem is to find something to hold it.
You see, it is necessary to grab hold of something next to the window. Then you can engage your feet, or you can, using the weightlessness, even hold on to the ceiling, using the rail to the ceiling. I am now stable so that there is no blurring. I am watching the coastline, the Indian Ocean. The islands are very beautiful, and I take photos which are good enough sometimes, even to show to specialists. In addition to these small windows, there is a wonderful window. It is larger and has a stronger and better glass. And now I want to show you this window, which is under our panel. Everything in the station should be compact. So now I will open it and show you a few shots. The window is right under the space station stimulator, which we described in detail in one of the chapters of our TV project. This is another example of the most efficient use of space on the space station. Unlike other windows, which are here on the floor or in the first plane, that are almost always open, this large window is made of quartz glass, so we certainly take care of it. It has a cover on this side, on the inside, and on the outside, and the quartz glass transmits ultraviolet light. So if we could turn the station, we could even use it to get a little tan. Well, seriously, of course, a glass window allows us to perform fairly complex optical experiments. And in addition to the use of photographic equipment to take pictures, we use video equipment, a variety of spectroscopic instruments that allow us, once again, to analyze the processes that occur in the atmosphere. Now I invite you to join me to look through the window at the Earth's surface. And now, as we fly over the Indian Ocean, it is a little cloudy, but nevertheless, I think it will still be interesting. the windows not only for the work. They allow you at any time to see the Earth and feel the connection with your home, which is so far away. In the context of a long expedition, it is very important. Mikhail Kornienko, who has already spent more than 10 months at the station, lives in a cabin without a window. And certainly stronger than all the other crew members, he feels this important element of psychological relief, a simple opportunity to look at his home planet.
Soon, we will describe in detail how the cosmonauts cope with the psychological pressure, which is a common problem for everyone in space. Meantime, we offer you to see a new column we made together with the space station crew. Answers from space.
Dear viewers, we receive many questions that you would like to know the answers to. They forwarded them here, and I am now ready to satisfy your curiosity, well, as much as I can. So, the first question is, how many calories a day should an astronaut consume given the lack of gravity and reduced physical activity than when on Earth? Well, I do not quite agree with the statement about physical activity. We sometimes exert ourselves even more here, especially considering the psychological stress, which sometimes takes more energy than physical exertion.
But nevertheless, there is a zero gravity, and probably all the same, physically, we spend less calories, and our ration is calculated at the rate of around 2,900 calories per day. Perhaps, after all, it is an individual thing, and each person requires a different amount of calories. Someone may gain weight, and you will ask, how is it possible here? But exercises help us to fight it. And, well, a reasonable consumption of products. Actually, we have products with a certain margin, and therefore a certain amount of it is always left. We have a so-called 16-day cycle. This 4 containers of food, and of course, we do not eat them all.
Thus, there is some kind of, well, a buffer stock for us.
I personally need much less food here than on Earth. Well, I will repeat, it is an individual thing. What would you like to eat the most now, after so many days in space? You know, if I start to read out the entire list, probably it will take a lot of time. I would like to eat fried potatoes with onions and mushrooms. I want scrambled eggs, normal ones, fried eggs on a frying pan, well, or an omelet. I would like to eat cucumbers, both fresh and pickled, which my wife makes. Some are cucumbers, but pickled not with the vinegar, but with the red currant. Those are very good cucumbers, and I was promised that they deliver them to me after landing. Well, with this we will probably finish discussing my gastronomic predilections. Next question. Why do astronauts always wear white socks? Oh, that's an interesting question, of course. Because they deliver them here, white socks. Well, perhaps after all, it somehow aesthetically looks good. Although we have black socks as well, they are just fewer. But I personally like the white socks. Since we do not wear shoes here and do not walk on the floor, these socks, they remain white, clean. Another question, which we received. What do you most often dream of in space? Have your dreams changed over the flight? We dream of the Earth. I occasionally dream of being released from the station for a weekend down on Earth, with the expectation that on Monday, I will be back here. Such a leave, like for a soldier. Of course, it's a pipe dream. That was the dream. The dreams are really not much different. Sometimes it is difficult to remember your dreams. We have the same dreams as on Earth, and they are not much different. Thank you.